This is the AIPER Scuba X1 cordless robotic pool cleaner. And right out of the box, its look is pretty sleek. Gray tones, sturdy build, low profile, and those chunky caterpillar tracks that make it feel solid but not overly industrial or intimidating. When I first took it out poolside, I was a little anxious because I've had mixed results with other pool cleaners, especially ones that promise cordless freedom. If you're like me, you know how stressful tangled cords and complicated setups can be. So I was pretty excited, but also curious to see if this robot could live up to the marketing. Let me give you a quick review based on my personal experience. Right away, the fact that it's cordless is a huge relief. No more dragging cords around the pool or worrying about tripping over cables. The wireless charging dock is one of the key features for me. It's as straightforward as putting the cleaner back on the dock when it's done, and it charges up, ready for the next session. You don't need to fiddle with plugs and outlets near your pool, which can be a safety issue for some people. Setting up the Scuba X1 was really simple. I just plugged in the dock, made sure the battery was charged. It took about 4 hours for a full charge, and quickly paired it with the AIPER app. The app lets me switch between cleaning modes and check updates. As someone who's not super tech savvy, I appreciate that the controls are clear. But I should mention something for beginners. While you can pick your preferred cleaning mode on the app when the robot is out of water, there's almost no real communication with the unit once it's cleaning underwater, unless you buy the extra Hydrocom Pro buoy. That's a little bit of a letdown. I'd love to control or steer it mid-cycle, but right now, the app is just for the basic mode selection and recalling the cleaner to the surface when it's done. As for cleaning performance, from my experience, the X1 really shines on fine particles. Its dual jet system gives it 6,600 GPR suction power, which sounds technical, but basically, it's enough to take care of tiny dust, sand, and algae that always settle at the bottom of my pool. The advanced multi-layer filtration system is another strong point, especially the micromesh filter, which captures debris as small as 3 microns. That means my pool gets a deep clean, not just the visible debris, but even the stuff that's pretty much invisible to the eye. If you struggle with pollen or dusty days, this feature makes a big difference and, in my opinion, sets it apart from simpler models. There's also an ultra-fine filter for the really tough jobs, which I found useful after a storm when my pool got especially messy. It scrubs the horizontal waterline too, which I didn't really think would matter, but it actually makes a difference. You know that line around your pool where oils, sunscreen, and just grime builds up? The Waveline 2.0 tech helps the robot run across that area, scrubbing and cleaning as it goes. In my opinion, this is one of the reasons my pool has looked consistently better, especially along the waterline that's always difficult to clean by hand. Now, not everything is perfect. The most frustrating part, honestly, is the filter cleaning process. After a couple of cycles, especially when dealing with a lot of leaves or dirt, getting into the filter basket, popping it open, and really rinsing out all the gunk can be pretty messy. The ultrafine filter works well, but cleaning it takes a bit of patience. It's manageable, but if you hate dealing with dirty filters, you'll feel the hassle here, a bit more compared to other models. The robot sometimes struggles with larger debris like leaves or twigs. If you have a pool under trees, or in windy areas where stuff blows in, you may find the X1 doesn't always grab every big item on the first pass. Sometimes, it'll miss an area or just spit out a leaf as it's exiting the water, which is kind of annoying if you like a spotless finish right away. For me, this isn't a deal breaker, because I don't have many big trees nearby, but it's something worth knowing before you buy. About coverage. The Scuba X1 usually does a good pattern, using its sensors and WavePath 3.0 navigation to avoid bumping into walls or getting stuck. My pool is a bit oddly shaped with a deep end, and it handled most of the surface area pretty efficiently. I did notice sometimes it misses the steps or corners. If you want absolute perfection in every nook, you may find it needs a couple of sessions or a manual touch-up. However, from my regular observations, it comes back and eventually gets almost every spot, except maybe some tricky stair edges. Battery life is solid. The cleaner lasted a full 3 hours on a single charge for general cleaning. If you use just the floor mode, it might even last a bit longer. The more demanding wall and waterline modes take a little more juice, so expect less battery if you run those individually. With my medium-sized pool, I never ran out of charge before a cleaning cycle finished, which is really all I could expect. Picking up the robot after a cleaning session isn't too heavy for me, around 24 pounds dry, but it's noticeably heavier right after cleaning when the basket is full and a bit waterlogged. The rubberized handle helps, but if you have back trouble or just don't like lifting heavier gear, it's worth considering. I also like that there's an option to buy a wheeled caddy for easy transport, but I haven't personally tried that yet. When it's finished, the smart waterline parking is handy. Instead of sinking to the bottom, the robot floats up and parks along the waterline, so I don't need to fish around for it with a pole or net. Just grab the handle and pull it out. This simple feature saves time and feels convenient. A quick word about maintenance. Be prepared for regular cleaning if you want top performance. The Scuba X1 filter basket does its best work when it's rinsed after every use. Sometimes I wish the filter latch was easier to operate, especially when my hands are wet from being poolside, but it's not a huge deal. Just a detail to keep in mind. If you delay cleaning, it gets much harder to shake out all the trapped debris. From my experience, the Scuba X1 is perfect for pool owners who value hands-off, automatic cleaning, want to avoid cords and plugs, and have issues with fine sediment or pollen in their pools. It's probably not the easiest fit if you have tons of leaves dropping all season, or if you expect the robot to be 100% effective on the stairs and tight corners every time. For most routine pool cleaning, it works well, and it has definitely kept my pool looking clearer with less daily effort on my part. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants cleaner waterline and less manual vacuuming, but who is okay with the occasional missed spot and doesn't mind giving the filter a decent rinse after use. If you catch the X1 on sale or as part of a bundle, it becomes a pretty good deal compared to the hassle of hiring regular pool service or messing with manual cleaners. In conclusion, the AIPER Scuba X1 cordless robotic pool cleaner stands out for its wireless charging dock, strong fine particle filtration, smart navigation, and user-friendly operation. The cordless feature is a real upgrade for convenience, and I noticed its effects every time I cleaned my pool without dealing with an extension cord or plugs. It has a couple of downsides, like the tricky filter cleaning and occasional missed debris, but overall, it's a solid piece of equipment if you know what to expect and maintain it properly. I will leave all the information about the AIPER Scuba X1 cordless robotic pool cleaner in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.